Hi guys! Today we are doing a get to know us part 2. A lot of y'all requested it and sent us some questions, so we're just gonna go ahead and dive in.
What's it like growing up together? I feel like when you grow up with someone, you don't necessarily see how much y'all have grown up until you like look back a little bit further, because like since we've been seeing each other so like often for so long, I can't be like, wow, like I remember this month where you changed significantly. It was like we just slowly changed as we grew up.
Yeah.
And you don't really notice that until you look back and you're like, wow, in high school I actually like wasn't the best person in some areas that now I've realized I've grown in, or like, wow, like we like got through some tough phases where like honestly looking back, if I was like that same person, I'm surprised you were attracted to me type of things. Like
for me it's different because I'm like really sentimental, so I'm like constantly like looking at old pictures and I'm like, oh, like we have like changed so much since then, like even like since December, like we've changed since December, you know, or like since last March when we got married, like so much has changed in a year.
Yeah.
And I'm just always like reflecting on like how much changes in such short amount of time, so it's like so precious that we grew up together.
We were like there when we first got our licenses.
Yeah.
And then now we're like grown.
Yeah, and then I think of like our kids like when they're that age and like how special it would be for them to like get their first boyfriend or girlfriend, and it's just exciting to think of that kind of.
Yeah, I heard someone saying like statistically, like if you're in high school right now and you're dating, like I'm not trying to burst any bubbles, but like you likely won't be married to the person you're dating right now. And I was like, that is like an okay thing to say, but I was like, also don't like ruin everyone's hope, because like I can just like I hope that's the case for like our kids one day, is like the first person they fall in love with they're able to like marry. And like I think there is a lot of factors into like that happening, but there's also just like you can be different and you don't have to date around to really find someone. Just be smart in who you go to date the first time, and then if they're the person you're supposed to end up with, it'll happen. Like, I don't know. I was just like, I think the person was being well-meaning and saying that, but I was also like, man, some of these kids might be dating the right person right now, and then now they're discouraged because they're like, dang, I'm not gonna marry this person. It's like, they might, like.
Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting growing up together, because a lot of, even adults told us that.
Yeah, we had like teachers and just like random parents. They're like, oh, it's just puppy love. Yeah. Enjoy it while it lasts. And I was like, okay.
It was kind of cool growing up together in that instance too.
Yeah, because like, I feel like we were more mature in those instances, because we were like, it's not just puppy love. What were we like in high school? So I like danced a lot in high school, and I was on drill team, and then also outside of that I was on a different dance team that did dance competitions. So I was like really, I feel like I was really hyper back then. Like if I was like in my setting with my friends, I got so hyper, and now I'm like more low-key, if that makes sense. I was still really mature back then, but now I'm like even more like mature.
Yeah.
But also I get like super hyper with him too, so I don't know, I feel like I haven't like changed that much.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't feel like either of us changed like...
Yeah, drastically. It really wasn't that long ago, even though it kind of was, but not really.
I feel like you just changed, like I feel like personalities are like generally the same for people. It's just like growth in other areas. Like responsibility we obviously grew a lot in, and then like, I don't know, maturity in some areas of like what you like will have an argument about, or... Yeah,
we face different life circumstances individually that have kind of helped us mature and grow as a person.
Yeah.
But our own personalities, I feel like, are the same. So like what you see on the video camera or like in our videos are like, that's pretty much how we were in high school. I feel like.
Yeah, I think like, I was kind of nerdy in high school. Like I don't think I like came across as one, but like if you talk to me for a while, like I was like sometimes more worried about like schooling than other people.
Yeah, like, you were really smart, but you weren't a nerd. Like people didn't think of you as a nerd. Like you were friends with like
baseball players, football players. Like I could make friends with anyone.
We were friends with like everyone in school, if that makes sense. Both of our personalities were just friends with like anyone that we came in contact with in school.
believe it or not, I got in trouble for talking to people in class all the time. And it didn't matter who I was sitting next to. It could be the quiet kid, it could be like anyone. I just talked to everyone.
But in high school, a lot of people think it's hard to navigate because people are cliquey in high school. They find their cliques and then they don't befriend anyone else. But I feel like both of us, we just like were friends with like anyone. Yeah. And that kind of like goes with the question of what was it like being homecoming king and queen. Yeah. And I feel like that's why we were kind of voted homecoming king and queen, is because we were literally just kind of friends with anyone. Yeah, I would agree. And everyone kind of just knew us as a couple in high school also. Yeah. But yeah, that was really cool to be voted as that. Yeah, because I never felt like popular. So when I won, or when we won, I was like, whoa, like I knew people knew Tatum's name, she's captain of the drill team, this or that, but I was like, I wasn't known for anything like sports wise or this or that, but I just was friends with a lot of people because I didn't like make myself just hang out with the same people over and over. But I think that just goes to show like you don't have to hang out with like the popular group to be considered popular. You can hang out with everyone to be popular, I guess. One of the questions is, how do we afford such a bougie lifestyle with like traveling and buying a house, and I guess I don't know what else. I started working the second I turned like 16, and I was able to get a scholarship to go to school. So I've virtually been able to like just make money my whole like past 8 years or so without having any really large expenses. I commuted to school, so I didn't have any living expenses really. So I was just able to save up for the things that I really wanted to do, and like buying a ring, and I bought myself a car too, and just things like that. And that kind of just helped us start off of our young adult life with like extra funds that we normally wouldn't have. And then like neither of us have a car payment because we both have cars that are fully paid off, and that's like virtually like a pretty significant travel budget if most people had like no car payment. So that allows us to travel, like I would say mostly is like just low expenses, low debt. The only payment we have is the house. 1 year through college, I was working 3 jobs. And we just always had the goals to buy a house and travel while we were young before we have kids. So different people have different goals, but that's always been our goals. So we've just worked hard to achieve this lifestyle. I wouldn't say we're like living a bougie lifestyle. We've made sacrifices, and he's good at finding deals to travel. And we also were just really blessed to get the house that we're living in as well. One thing is we live pretty frugal lifestyles while we were in college too. Like we don't go out and party at all. And that really adds up for a lot of friends my age. Even out of college, people still go out on the weekends, spend a lot of money just every weekend, and we kind of keep it low key most of the time in order to travel and things. And I also commuted to college as well. Some people ask for like advice on saving yourself for marriage and like dating advice in general. I think growing up with the background that we grew up in, we both knew that that was like the ultimate goal was to save ourselves. I think her parents maybe taught her that more, just her being a girl. Kind of it's like needs to maybe be taught more to guys than it is. I think parents don't necessarily realize that like it's truly meaningful for both sides. It's not just like the girl that it's super important to. But thankfully like we just set up boundaries at a young point in our relationship that we're not doing it. Some points were harder than others. It wasn't anything that like isn't possible, which I guess is like the encouragement of like why you can do it, is just to not put yourself in a situation. As a girl, it's really important to know that you're wanting to save yourself for marriage before entering a relationship. And then when you do enter a relationship, make it known that you're saving yourself so that you can go ahead and set that boundary, because some people are interested in those boundaries. So make that boundary known. I think that will be really helpful. Sometimes you have to set other boundaries also, because it's not just it's other things that lead to that also, that you have to make it clear, like, oh, this will lead to that, so let's make that a boundary also. And that's hard to do, and those can be hard discussions, but you have to make that clear and you have to have that communication.
Yeah.
But it's really special to save yourself, and it's really worth it. It makes the relationship of the marriage feel so much more unified and special, and I feel like just glorified to God.
The boundaries discussions, one, should be revisited, and two, are different for every couple. Some couples I know have literally waited to kiss until the altar. We weren't in that boat, but some people need to be, like, if you're kind of, it's the things that lead to something that you don't want, like the line that you draw. So if there's things that lead to that are really drastic, then take the drastic set. If they're not as drastic, then just hold firm in exactly what you know you want to do and don't do anything more.
Yeah. If you are saving yourself, don't let anyone make you feel bad for saving yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's worth it and it's your own decision. So never let anyone pressure you into doing it. Don't let them make you feel bad about it. And if they make fun of you, so what?
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's happened to me before a lot of the times in high school, but like, who cares?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm happily married now and happy also. If you look at that. But it's really worth it to save yourself, and yeah, just don't let anyone get to you.
And then someone asked when we plan on having kids. Hopefully,
not for a while.
Yeah, hopefully not for a while.
Yeah.
We just talked about it recently too, just like, I don't want to like lose out on the part of each other that we can dedicate towards one another, like tending to a child right now. And it's kind of like a selfish way, but it's not, because it's like some people like really want the child and they like look forward to that aspect, but some people just like want to pursue each other first and then add the child like later when they feel more like able. And I'm definitely in the boat of like wanting to wait a little longer, enjoy traveling, enjoy just pursuing each other, and then when that crosses down the road, then we'll be happy. But
we just want to enjoy our young married lives first. Like, we waited so long to be married, and we just want to enjoy this season of our lives.
Yeah.
Being married.
Yeah.
And then we'll have children.
Yeah.
Which will also be really exciting. But we have the rest of our lives to have children.
Most of the rest of our lives. You can't have them when you're like 50.
Well, yeah, but we're still young.
Yeah. We're all each other's first relationship. Yes.
Yes.
Besides your kindergarten relationship.
Yeah, well, yeah, I had like, of course I had like little kindergarten relationships or like third grade crushes or whatever, but we were each other's first official relationships, which is really cool.
I think I had like one other crush before her.
Yeah,
and that was like,
of course everyone has like their like little crush like in the third grade or whatever, but it's not an official relationship.
What did you study in college and what is your job now? So I went to school for finance and information technology and systems. So I got like a double major, and I kind of started off my path in finance when I interned, but then switched more to the IT side of my degree. And that's what I work in now. I work in IT, and I am like a professional in business management is my job title. And that's what I've been doing for the past like 12 to 15 months or whatever since I started my career. And
I got my bachelor's of health science in public health, and I minored in emergency management. I was always really passionate about pursuing something in the medical world, and I was going to get my master's in healthcare management, but I just felt it wasn't the right timing, so I decided not to do that. As of right now, I'm just doing YouTube stuff. I edit the videos, which I love, and this is kind of the direction that I've been led to go for now. So yeah, and I really like it.
I would spend more time than me some weeks at work, or like at work, like doing what you like and working, because like some weeks it's just the meetings I have to go to and I don't have a lot of heads down work, but you like heads down do a lot.
Someone asked, can we have a house tour? Yes, we will do a house tour, but we are just still finalizing our renovations, but I really want to do a house tour.
We have an empty one up on the We Bought Our House video when our house is empty and non-touched.
Yeah, when we first bought our house, we posted one when it was like just empty, but it looks completely different now and much better.
Yeah.
But I want to wait till our house looks even more complete to post my house tour. So
yeah. A couple of questions have been like, are y'all religious? And yes, we're Christian. I know for me personally, it was kind of in high school where I started taking that like personally, and not just like what I was raised with, but like what I truly desired with my heart. And I think that's kind of like, for a short little testimony for me, is where I shifted from like religion to a personal relationship with Jesus.
Yeah, and I accepted Jesus into my heart at a really young age, and I have been pursuing that ever since.
So pretty similar backgrounds, but
yeah,
she was a lot more certain at a younger age. I took some time to marinate on it, I guess. Someone jokingly said, oh, maybe not jokingly, but they were like, does someone with a camera just follow y'all around? Because like, we have a lot of photos, but like, in context, that is over like 8.5 years of photos that we can pull from. So it's not like we're always on camera. We have 8.5 years.
Yeah, a lot.
And we grew up with smartphones. Like, not like we're in that generation that we have pictures
like
in our hands.
It's good quality from an iPhone.
Yeah.
And then a lot of those maybe were from high school homecoming or our wedding, which that was professional. But then like a lot of them were just like from a tripod that we have ourselves, and then just like a timer. Yeah, or like my mom took the pictures also. But no, we don't have a personal photographer. That'd be pretty cool though.
But that was most of the questions. We'll do another video on dating advice later. We'll do probably a part 3 as we get more and more of these questions. But take a break on it for a little bit. Continue to comment anything. We might answer some in the comments if they're just quick ones. And thank y'all for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and just support the channel. Bye.